Morning everyone, I'm just leaving camping on Fullback. Geez, camping by the side of the river, Fullback. Oh, so that's the name of the street here. But for any of you who are waiting with bated breath to see what Schloss Holte was like as a town, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I can't do it today. It's a big day, 65 miles and some hills, but and also with a bit of luck, where the campsite was, I stopped at the end of yesterday's stage. I didn't realise that the route would have actually taken me right by, the next stage would have taken me right by the campsite, so I've already done 5 or 6 miles of it. Yeah, here we go, we're just about to rejoin the cycleway. It was a bit of a cold one last night. Even the police got early today. 13 miles to Detmold, the next major town. Right, no, let's hope it heats up. It was cold last night. Don't know if Germany's having the same problems as the UK with pubs closing. This looks like quite a decent building, but now this is an example of where the route's gone a bit mad. So I was on a local road with a cycleway, a cycle path, and it sent me down here. It's a nice field, but you know, it's not stunning. So they sent me down here, which is a bit of a detour. Probably takes an extra mile, 1.6 kilometers, for no reason. Because now I'm going to go right back onto that other road. I think somebody should have, pulling the route together, should have just had a bit of common sense in some of these. And then the only other gripe I'd have is, tries to take you around into the centre of big cities and takes you outside of and around smaller towns, whereas actually they're really good to go into, because if they've got, one, for tourism, two, if they've got bike shops, bakeries, anything useful. Yeah, it just seems, and I'm sure some of the towns are quite nice. Good to go and see them. Maybe I'll redesign Eurovelo too. Offer some suggestions. Currently on the way to Detmold. Nice bit of woodland, at least it's relatively dry, not too muddy, travel quite smooth. Hit some mud somewhere. Again, on a lovely summer's day, this would be amazing. Morgan. Just probably wondering I've gone mad talking to myself. We are in a small town or a village called Stadtoldendorf. Must be close to Stadtoldendorf with a name like that. Maybe the Dorf is a river. So again, good cycling infrastructure. Building. It's Not so friendly locals. And we're 1 mile from Detmold. Turn back. It's 10:18. Might be time for 11s. This is now the outskirts of Detmold. Eurovelo 2 is about to send me right, but I'm going to go straight. Because I think I've seen another castle. Something with a lake around anyway. Let's see if we can find this. Woohoo! Castle. Couldn't miss this off the tour. Now this is the kind of thing they should add on to the tour. The detour is just optional detours maybe for some interesting stuff. More interesting than a big donut, is it? Hello. I suppose this is what I imagine when I see German houses and stuff. A lot of wood, brick, tall, steep roofs. Hello. First major mechanical of the trip. I'm about to break a chain. It's kind of jumped and skipped and done all sorts. And I've seen that there is half a link missing. Now luckily I do have a magic link, so back on the road. A nice German cyclist stopped by to make sure I was okay and make sure I had all the right tools. His English was great. In fact, he started off with English. He seemed to be doing okay, although I did have 2 spare magic links, maybe 3. There's somewhere else in the bag, but I might be missing half of one now. Well, I looked everywhere before I left. We're now hitting our First climb of the day. I think it's two decent hills. And then very slow progress. That's probably taken about half an hour to fix the magic link, or to replace the link with a magic link. These things always take longer than you think. 27 mile trip, almost 5 miles done. Need to get a wiggle on. This one's a gravelly one. This is dry and not muddy. And I've got a choice of whether to stay in Huckster or Holzminden tonight. Both campsites have written back, so I don't have space. But I think I'll take a call when I get to Huckster as to how much energy I've got. How many miles there are left to Holzminden. Because I've got the choice of making today easier and tomorrow harder. Tomorrow with a trip to Hannover, and there's some big hills there, or whether it's big hills to get there, to be more precise. So do I take it, have an easy day today, and I've lost about half an hour to an hour with the chain problem, or do I have an easy day tomorrow? You surely don't want tempter hooks. Well, if you are, stay watching. Good dogs. Hello.
Yeah.
Look at that bad boy. Hi everyone, it's 13:05 on Thursday the 12th of September. Managed to find a nice bench, if you can see that. Put my bike behind it, and in the army there's an expression that basically goes, eat when you can, so you never know when you can eat again. So I have the same principle about cycling around Germany. So if you see a bakery, it's not really adapted, but anyway, if you see a bakery, pop in, pick some stuff up, because you never know. I am now in genuinely the middle of nowhere. It is, as I mentioned, 1 o'clock, so I have a pizza slice. Cold, but it'll be nice. Anyway, today we've done about 30 miles down, another 30 to go, so that's looking okay. A bit slow this morning given that issue with the chain, but we're getting there. Alright, stay tuned. Well, we were just going up to Nyheim. Sorry, I don't know the pronunciation there, but yeah, the route. I'd taken a bit of a shortcut, flat road. This will get me back on the track now. So we won't get to find out what Nyheim is like. Not quite as flat as what I've had for the first 4 or 5 days. That's been flat as a pancake, the odd hill. It's a bit more rolling, so if you get an uphill, then it's a little downhill. Obviously had a few big hills earlier today. It's 2 o'clock. We are a few miles from Verden, with an omelette, and then 21 from Huxter, which is the first choice I have for campsite. Let's see if we can get to Holzminden. Let's see what I like at Huxter. And take a call there. Decide how hard it's going to be. My chain, given all the gravel and mud and dirt and everything else, leaking like mad, so I just need an oil to do that this season as well. Try and clean it up. There isn't really any facilities to do it, but the road and the old pear tree, they all just seem to fall onto the road. I'm wondering if it's okay to get one. Nothing within reach. Managed to get one. I have some trekker's poles for camping and using on the thing, but yeah, brilliant. Free apple. That's the smallest tractor I've ever seen. I think Verden might actually be a village, but this is the end of today's second section. So time to pull in, enjoy some shade. I was hoping for a coffee shop, but it doesn't look like one. Oh, Pizzeria Taormina. That's nice to see. My wife and I were going to go on our honeymoon there, but there's a lot of building work, so I didn't make it. We are on the cycleway just after Verden, and this actually follows the road, which is off to the left. You won't be able to see it, to the trees, which there you can now. It's completely separate from the track, from the road. Really impressive. Now it goes across over here and to a more traditional kind of cycleway right beside the road. That was really nice. In fact, it was a bit too cool in there. Some nice buildings here. In fact, I saw one. This one says 1802. I don't know if that was when it was first built or is that original. If it is, wow. And I've seen another one with 1704. I don't think I've seen anything that old anywhere in England. 1764 is the oldest one in Haworth. I think I've got the legs for another 7 or 8 miles to Holzminden, which then will make tomorrow easier. And this seriously does look like an army barracks. There's a modern army barracks to the side of the river. Maybe this was. I'll look this up. I was hoping to get the Stadtoldendorf, but I couldn't find any campsites there, so Holzminden is the closest. Holzminden. And this is the river Weser. W-E-S-E water. It's calm, quite steep. Still waters, etc. Yeah, it's been a bit of an epic ride. Still having some problems with the bike. I will try and link to Hannover tomorrow. Try and give bike mechanics a look at it on there. Got a 3 by up front, and it won't go into the 3rd largest chainring. Try and get a bike mechanic to have a quick look at it. This is a long trip back. Not very short one if I get a train.
I had arrived at Holzminden, and you can see in the distance the church on the right hand side and a huge building off to the left, and managed to make camp set up by the river, which was lovely. Really nice view of the town. Made some pasta, had some ice cream, a shower, so yeah, had a good day in general. I also got speaking to the owner of the campsite, or the manager who ran the campsite, and he said that large building was actually a mill, a flour mill, maybe even corn, and it was used for boats that would come up and down the river for miles and miles and miles, basically, to bring their crops there, to get them milled, and then presumably sell the flour, basically, in Holzminden. So, quite an interesting building. The next day was Friday the 13th, and I don't mean to dramatise this too much, but so my cousin sent me a message in the morning saying, "Oh, lovely day for a cycle, picture from Hannover showing sunshine, etc." I woke up to this, cloud, mist. It was also been about 5 degrees overnight, so really cold. I tried to charge my camera overnight, and I think some moisture must have gotten into that, so that was damaged, or it didn't work all day, so there's no video footage from this day. And I needed to travel 50 miles, 10 miles to Stadtoldendorf, and then another 40 or 50 up to Hannover on a bike that wasn't changing gears properly. And then to cap it all off, I had actually stabbed my leg with the chainring earlier in the holiday. It did look like it was getting better, but that flared up as well, so that infection kind of took a turn for the worst as well. So that kind of caps the day off nicely. 10 miles to Stadtoldendorf, and then another 40 up to Hannover, including a couple of decent hills. The centre of Holzminden was really nice, but I'm afraid I didn't. I tried to video it, but there was no footage taken. So I made it to Stadtoldendorf, which I've been quite excited about, because Stadt means city, Olden means olden in English, and Dorf means village. So it seems like this is a village that became a city. So, which I presume is where most cities started, but just interesting to see how it's grown.
Hi everyone, we're still having some video problems with the Insta360, the one mounted on the bike, so we're trying to do a bit of a reset on it. We are in Stadtoldendorf, or at least the edges of it, and I will try and basically get into town, find my bearings, and then we turn off from here. This actually will bring it a little bit further. I don't need to go that way, so just find the right time to turn off. I think it works.
When I arrived in Stadtoldendorf, I did think I'd managed to find another castle number 13, but it was actually the train station, so it looks quite impressive. And there were some other really nice buildings there, a nice square. It's a shame there wasn't anything open, as it would have been nice to stop for a coffee. But I did manage to get to a village called Imy and managed to stop there for a village fete. The local fire service were running a barbecue stall and serving wurst, so I managed to grab a wurst and a beer. And then after that, then I did manage to find castle number 13, Marienburg Castle, or Schloss Marienburg. And believe it or not, it's got connections with the UK. It was the summer residence of the House of Hanover, but the House of Hanover also ruled Britain between 1714 and 1836. And the house was actually built as a birthday present for the wife of George V. So after that, I managed to stop, have another snack, a pizza, and then made it to Hanover, where I spent a good weekend with my cousin and her family. So I managed to do a bit of cycling around, managed to see the highest points, they're both man-made, of Hanover themselves. Managed to see my first oil well. Believe it or not, it's called Little Texas because they discovered some oil. Also managed to have a look at the ship canal, which is really impressive. Some big ships came through that canal. And then my cousin and I went off to see the town hall and had a look at some fascinating things, because they had models of the Hanover throughout the ages, but 1939 versus 1945 was a stark contrast, because I think 95% of the town had been destroyed with bombings during World War II. So it was actually then really interesting to take a lift up to the top of the town hall to get a look then at modern Hanover and what's become of it. So some great views from lakes. There's Herrenhausen in the distance. There's a home of Hannover 96 football stadium, and some really good views of Hanover itself. Weather was great, so I really enjoyed that. Then kind of took a tour of Hanover, walked around, saw some of the nice architecture, had some food. Saw some of the old the old fortifications for the old town of Hanover, because actually that was visible from one of the models in the town as well. Went to see good restaurants, etc. And also saw the oldest thing in Hanover, and that's the house, not my cousin. But that is, the house I think was built in 1566. Don't know how much of it's original, how much survived the war, etc. It was good. And then last but not least, managed to get some spaghetti ice cream. And even saw a blimp from the I think there must have been an exhibition going on. The doctors had said, look, your leg's a bit infected, and they basically recommended that I stop cycling for a few days. I stayed an extra day with my cousin, and then they did say that, look, to be honest, they didn't really like the idea of the infection going around my body being pumped around if I was exerting myself too much. So unfortunately, it was time to get a train home, and you can actually see the image of the bike on one of the Deutsche Bahn trains. And then get ferry home. Last few miles I cycled back into Hanover on the morning of Tuesday the 17th. Got the train to Rotterdam, cycled the last bit from Rotterdam, 20 odd miles to Rotterdam Port, Europort, ferry home, and then a cycle home. So really enjoyed the trip. Definitely would do it again. Real shame that I finished and wasn't able to complete the kind of return leg of it, because there was a few villages I'd skipped, and I wanted to see, like Carsewinkel, I wanted to have a look at. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Highly recommend Eurovelo 2, really well planned. Summer would probably be best, early summer, because then at least you don't get any kind of mud, etc. on some of the trails. And then just do a little bit of planning in terms of how you potentially avoid things, or actually, pop into villages and towns that you want to go and see along the way as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed the trip. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for whatever videos come next.